How many games will the Houston Texans win in 2022? Will they improve this season, or will they stay the same? Are they still a season or two away from becoming a better team, or will the Texans see some progression in 2022? In this video, I break down game by game the Texans 2022 schedule, game by game their best matchups, game by game the worst matchups, and how I feel the Houston Texans will perform in 2022. This is my preview for their schedule and my record prediction for the Houston Texans this season. If that sounds good, don't forget to spike the like button and subscribe to the channel for more BLV just like this. Also hop in that comment section and let me know how you feel the Texans will do in 2022. Let's pick some games. Texans fans, 2022, a new season for you. Now, I know you realize that you're probably a season or two away, but this will be an exciting season to find out which players are going to stand out for you and which players are going to be a part of your future. So let's go through this as realistic as possible and try to give you some of the games that you might watch out for games that you could potentially win, pull off the victories, or maybe just great games to watch this season. So week number 1, you play the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts are going to be pretty excited for this one, as Matt Ryan, this is going to be his debut for the Colts. And this is a divisional game at home, so you never really know. The Texans week 1, they could pull it off. I mean, a lot of people didn't even think they'd beat Jacksonville last year in week 1, and they blew them out. So possible, it's possible. But I think the Colts are a pretty darn good team this year. I think they're the favorite for the AFC South. And Matt Ryan's a good veteran quarterback. I think he wins that game. I'm taking the Colts. Week 2, you got Denver in Denver. Tough place to play. Russell Wilson's possible first home game, I think. I think he plays Seattle in the first week of the season. So this one's tough. I think Denver's going to be hyped there in Mile High. Russell Wilson, tough to beat. Week 3, you got the Bears. This is definitely one to circle if you're looking for games that you think you might win. I think this game could go either way. When I look at it, the Texans could potentially, I mean, when you look at it, the Texans roster, I think, is just as good, if not better, than Chicago's. I mean, their pass rush could potentially do some damage and get after Justin Fields. Davis Mills, might be able to have some success if they can protect him in this game. Now, you're on the road. That one's tough. Chicago, the Windy City, you never know what type of weather you're going to get there in terms of all the wind and stuff. But that's an either way type of game. Okay, I'm going to give it to Chicago, but I think it could go either way. So that's definitely one where the Texans could win it. If their pass rush can do some damage on Justin Fields and make life hard, then they could pull that off. Week 4, the LA Chargers. I just think the Chargers are too good. I think they're one of the best teams in the league this year. Week 5, you play Jacksonville. This one could also go either way. I'm going to say that you guys split with Jacksonville, so you're going to lose to them on the road, let's say, and then you'll beat them later on in the season, which will be week 17. So let's go with the Texans there. Either way, I mean, Jacksonville should be better this year. They made a lot of additions, plus their coaching is better. So it won't be, the cakewalk it was a year ago in terms of that matchup. Week 7, you've got the Raiders off the bye. This could maybe be a sneaky upset, but I do really like the Raiders, especially in Las Vegas. Josh McDaniels there now, adding Devontae Adams. I think they've really gotten a lot better as a football team. I think the Raiders should win that game. Now, I do have you upsetting the Titans once this season again, based on last year you beat them. It's sort of a fluky game, but you forced a ton of turnovers from Ryan Tannehill. I could certainly see that happening again. Their offensive line is much weaker than it was. You guys have familiarity there. I think you could pull off the upset. Week 9 versus the Eagles. I think this is another game, where I wouldn't be super shocked if you beat the Eagles. But the Eagles, that's tricky because it's a Thursday night at home. You always got to be kind of careful about those ones because the home team on Thursday night can always pull off an upset. But the Philadelphia Eagles have a really good O-line and a really good D-line, and they can dominate you running the football. I feel like the Eagles should probably pull that one out. But again, Thursday night at home, it's always a tricky one. Week 10, I'm going to go with the Giants there. I think I prefer their coaching. I'm going to say that you upset Washington in week 11. I think there's always a chance that you can upset Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is somebody that's very streaky, very inconsistent. If you can force a couple balls to go your way, then I think you can get good field position in that game and take advantage of it. Plus, I feel like Brandon Cooks could probably eat against their secondary. Week 12, you got the Dolphins on the road. That's a tough game. I'm going to go with Tua and the Dolphins there. Good defense for Miami. A lot of playmakers, a lot of speed in their receiver position. Week 13, Deshaun Watson's return to Houston. Never know about this game. This could also be a potential look for an upset just because of the rivalry that may exist. But I'm going to go with the Browns because they're just a better, more talented football team. On the line of scrimmage, at quarterback, you guys know. Week 14, you play the Cowboys. That would be nice to pull that one off, but I got to go with Dak Prescott there at home. Week 15, you've got Mahomes at home. I'm going to go with the Chiefs and Andy Reid. Week 16, you play the Titans. I'm going to go with the Titans this time. And then week 18, this could be a game where maybe you win it just because the Colts might be just like sitting their players or whatever. But I'm going to pretend that they're going to go full out. So I'm going to take the Colts to sweep you guys this year. So ultimately, I have the Texans with 3 wins. I could see potentially 4 or 5. So that's kind of the way I see it. I feel like the Texans could beat the Bears maybe, and then that would make them a 4-win team. I could see them pulling off an upset over a team like the Giants or the Eagles on Thursday night. I could see them, you know, like a couple of these games, even the Raiders game off the bye, maybe you could pull that one off. But I think overall the Texans are looking at 3 to 5 wins, somewhere in that range. And I think if you got 5, I'd be really pumped. But the Texans are obviously a year or 2 away. I would look to honestly get one of the top picks this year so that you could try and get that franchise quarterback or a franchise player down the road. I think Davis Mills this year, we're going to kind of learn he is what he is. Like, I think he's going to be a solid backup for a lot of years. I don't think he's a long-term solution at quarterback. That's just my opinion. I'm not in love with the coaching staff. I'm not in love with a lot of the players on the team, but you do have some young upstart players. So this season's really about finding who's going to stick on the team, offensively, defensively. Hopefully your line of scrimmage play improves on the offensive and defensive lines, and that would be a bonus, and that could keep you in a lot of games. So I think the Texans are going to be a lot more competitive this year, but it might just not turn out to be in the wins column. All right, so that's what I got for the Texans, 3-14. I have them winning 2 games in their division and 1 game outside, and potentially another outside as well. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed, it's Mitch of the Bottom Line View. Appreciate you watching. Texans fans, I know I don't mean to be harsh. I'm looking to be positive with this team. You guys know, hopefully realistic, that the Texans are probably not going to be very good, but I'm hoping they're good soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.